Hello everyone, today we are going to talk about the various mistake that I saw in personal message or in the review that I did or in the comment. When I say mistake, don't get me wrong, you play the way you want, but I would say that it's a way to play the game that in my point of view is not optimized. If you are enjoying playing that way, that's completely fine. It's just that you are going to generate less coin or advance not as quick as other people will do with the same tower as you have. Personally, I am voluntarily nerfing certain aspects of my tower because I like playing that way. I don't like to be in front of the game 24 out of 24 hours. So it's completely fine. You play the way you want, but this video is more if you try to optimize your tower. There is certain things that you should know and that I have seen in the past, and potentially you can avoid it. Just the way that this video is going to be structured, the things that are going to be saying at the beginning is going to be really for early game player, and then as I'm going through my tips and the mistake that I've seen is going to be for more advanced player. So potentially for people that are more advanced, the things that I'm saying at the beginning, you already know them, and you are going to get value from this video later on because the beginning is very straightforward. So the first one that I would say, and this is not even like counting into my advice, but I received a personal message saying when should I start doing the tournament because I want to rank as high as possible when I start. I think this is a big mistake. You should start doing your tournament as soon as possible. There is no reason not to start the tournament the first time a tournament show up. It's every Wednesday and Saturday, and you are getting great reward whatever is the rank that you are doing. I know that there is some people that are PvP advert. It's not really PvP, it's just like you need to go as far as you can into a tier, and then based on the performance that you do, you are going to get some reward. Even if you finish completely last from your tournament, you are going to get something. So there's clearly no reason not to be doing the tournament. Actually, I think it's the thing that is the most important to do within this game. Even if you don't have a lot of time to play the game outside of those tournaments, you need to try to do the tournament as much as possible. They are providing you the stones, which is the rarest currency into the game, will allow you to unlock the ultimate weapon and develop them, and this is very important for you. So do the tournament, don't wait to do the tournament, there is no reason to wait. So my real first advice is about gems. Gems is one of the premium currency that you have here. There are something that are not completely pay to get. You actually can farm gems. You will get an ad here that is popping, and then if you are looking at the ad, you are going to get 5 gems. There is a pack that is completely removing the ad and you just click and you have 5 gems. You sometimes have a gem that is popping around your tower, and if you click on it, you are going to get 2 gems. Then also if you are looking, see, this is like the 5 gems I was talking about. If you are looking at the daily bundle here, you have a 15 gem that is completely free. So this is something that you will get for free. You will get gems through the different weekly cash that you get by completing your daily mission. You will get daily mission here at the bottom that are going to give you gems through tournaments. So there is a lot of way that you can earn gems through the game. Gems can be spent in a lot of different things, and you need to prioritize where you are spending. My advice is that at the beginning, the #1 priority is to go into the lab and to unlock the 5 lab that you have here. 5 lab is very important because there is a lot of research. It takes a lot of time. This is the heart of the game, all the research, and you want to run 5 lab as quickly as possible. The last slot is costing 3000 gem, which is a lot of gem at the beginning. So aim for 3, then eventually 4, then you will do the cards, and I will explain this what it is, and then eventually you go for the 5th one, but don't wait too much to get the 5th one. The second thing that you can do with gems is buying cards. This is okay at the beginning, you can buy a little bit, but my advice for card is just wait for the quest on tournament that is asking you to buy cards. You can buy some card slot, which is going to be useful. Don't go mad into card slot. I think at the beginning 7 is way enough for what you need to do. Really focus on the research. What I do not recommend you do early on with your gem is buying module. This is completely random. You have a PT at 150 pool, but it's completely random and it's really for more advanced player. So I do not recommend you spending your gem into the module here. And the second thing that I do not recommend is to rush a research with gems. I think this is really a waste of gem early on into the game. If you are going to bed and you want to finish a research, you just click here. You see, when you are clicking on this, it's going to automatically restart the same research. So by clicking this, even if the research is finishing midnight, you will be able to keep doing the research. So there's no need to rush this. You can just keep researching something that you're interested on. So don't spend your gem here early on. The second mistake that people can make is the choice of ultimate weapon. So when you have stones which have this symbol that you earn mainly through tournament or a weekly cash, you will be able to unlock the first ultimate weapon. And you will get a random pop-up with 3 ultimate weapon. I have a dedicated video for those ultimate weapon, and there is some that are way better early on into the game than others. And the one that I recommend, just to be very quickly, it's the golden tower and the black hole. I think that are the 2 that are important early on. And then the third one that is also very important is the death wave. So you need to choose those ones early on. It's going to boost your economy and is going to help you tremendously later on. The next thing that I wanted to talk about the ultimate weapon is when you're unlocking the black hole initially, it starts with 2 minutes and 50 seconds. And the golden tower is starting much higher in terms of cooldown. What you want before to have this module that is synchronizing everything, you want to synchronize the black hole to the golden tower. If they pop together, you are going to have a massive boost of coins, and reducing the black hole cooldown is going to make it very hard to synchronize. So when you start having the black hole and when you unlock the black hole, never touch the cooldown. What you want instead is to lower the cooldown of the golden tower. So you have the cooldown of golden tower that is meeting the black hole. And then when this is happening, and only then, you are reducing both together at the same time if you want to keep reducing it. Later on, when you unlock modules and you have a good quality on the Multiverse Nexus, the passive ability of this is synchronizing everything, the golden tower, the black hole, and the death wave, and is reducing this cooldown. So you would not need to worry about the cooldown of the individual ones, and you can go with the one that is the lowest in price, and that's what I'm going to talk about just after. The next things I wanted to talk about is the investment into stones that you are putting into your ultimate weapon. One of the things that I've seen in the past is that you are synchronizing the death wave, the golden tower, and the black hole with the module, which is the Multiverse Nexus, and I see some weird things with the investment into stones. So if you are doing so, clicking on the cooldown of black hole or on the cooldown of golden tower or the one in death wave, it's going to be having the same impact, which is reducing by 3.3 seconds the overall combo. So when you have unlocked this, there is no reason to keep lowering the one that is the most expensive. Go for the one that is the least expensive, because it's going to give you the same advantage for a lower price. So that's one of the things that I see. The second thing that I see is, like for Chain Lightning, when you are upgrading Chain Lightning, if you see that you are already at 15% and then you click here and then you move to 16.6%. By the way, by clicking on the ultimate weapon here, you can see what is the upgrade that you can have. So my damage going from this to this, my quantity chance from this to this. If you see that for the same amount of stones you can get 30% of damage increase, then it's probably better to get 30% of damage increase versus 1.5% of chance, which represent 10% of overall Chain Lightning. So be mindful on the way that you are using your stone here, because sometimes it can make a huge difference when everything is adding up. The next one, and is a little bit similar to the first one that I did, which wasn't really one, is to Disregard Guilde. guild is very important into the game because they are adding some nice reward. So you see I'm going to click this one, so I'm getting some coins, I'm getting gems, I'm getting tokens, and I'm getting bits. And then after, there is a store where I can buy gems with this currency. I can burn this, I will explain what it is. I can burn skins, and skins are giving you a permanent boost of coins. And by the way, this is stacking even if you're not using the skin, so you need to gather them because you are going to increase passively the amount of coin that you are making. So there is relics, and there is a lot of things that are interesting for you to gather here, and there is literally no reason not to gather those free things. If you are joining a guild, trying to join a guild that is active, that have a lot of members, so you can complete all the caches and you can get all the rewards. So there is no reason to wait. Usually the guild, they are accepting everyone that is active. There is no reason to not accept someone because he's low tier in farming. There is no tournament within the guilds or anything like this, so it's not power related. So you just need to have activity, join a guild, you are going to get reward for it. As we are talking about the guilds, I think there is one thing that I strongly recommend early on and then even later on is Fetch. Fetch is amazing. Fetch is allowing you to get some coins, but not only coins, is going to get some gems, is going to get you some medals, some module shards, and this is completely passive and it does add up. I do recommend that you are building Fetch as much as possible and you completely disregard the rest. That is the strategy that I'm using. I completely respect all the things just to be able to full go on Fetch. And I'm going to give you an idea of how strong Fetch is. So I fetch 30 billion coins. This is because my tower is quite advanced, so you're not going to fetch 33 billion coins early on. But what is more interesting is the rest. 15 gems. This is completely passive. I don't even did anything. And this is just in one run, right? It's a long run, but the run is 10 hours. It's been 10 hours that my tower is running. Medal 10. Reroll shard 300, cannon shard 12, 21. I mean, this is very nice. And this is completely passive and it's just in one run. So per day, you can multiply this by 2 and you get an idea of how much value you're getting from the fetch. You see here, let's say I'm making 30 gems a day. 30 gems a day in 10 days, 300 gems. So that is a lot. Same for medals. Medal is going to be very useful for you. So you need to build fetch. And I think it's so much better than everything else that there is no reason not to build this. Still can be okay, like to farm, but it only provides you coins when fetch is providing you everything. So just build it. My next point is about event. Event is something that you are unlocking fairly quickly into the game. I can't remember if it's T1 or T2, but it's very quick. And what it does is that there is going to be a series of missions, and every time that you are completing a mission, you are going to get a specific currency that are the medals. You can see here. Those medals, they are stacking from one week to another. So there's no reason to say that you want to use all of them if you don't have anything interesting to buy. So complete those missions, you are going to get the medals, and then after here, so here you have 2 milestones that are completely free at 350 and at 700, and they are providing you a passive bonus that is permanent. Even if you're not using this in your tower as a display, you are going to get this bonus. So you need to stack those relics as much as possible. You see, this is permanent. And then there is an event shop here where you can spend this currency and buy very interesting things. And my advice to buy those things at the beginning is don't go more than 2 packs of stones, because the price is increasing every time that you buy one, and it resets every new event. So 2 is the maximum in my opinion. Same for gems, and I think this is not the priority. The priority is below. You want to earn the relics, because this is stacking and you're not going to see them before next time you see the same event, which is going to be probably in 2 years. So you want to buy the relics. This is very important. Then you want to buy the themes, because the passive bonus of coins is going to stack as well. So this is the number 2 priority. And number 3 priority is eventually to buy the stones and then to have the gems. If you still have some medals and you are fine to spend them, you can start with golden bot. This is going to increase your coin generation. I tried flame bot, and when I compared both, I had a stronger result with golden bot than flame bot. And then later on into the game, when you are moving to glass cannon, having the amplify bot is going to be good because it's going to allow you to have better results in glass cannon. But this is very late into the game. When you are building your golden bot, start with range. This is the number 1 priority. And then eventually after you can put a little bit into the rest, but range is the number 1 priority. Early on into the game, there is, I think, 3 research that are very important. So the number 1 priority is game speed. You need to max this as quickly as possible. The second one is lap speed. This needs to go at least to level 50. There is no reason to go to level 100 if you're planning to go playing the game a long time, but at some point it gets longer and longer for lower return on investment. So you can decide to research something else. That's what I did. But the further you go and the better your tower is going to be on the long run. And then the third thing that I recommend you unlock early on is the light speed shot that are going to prevent the range enemy to hit you, because the shots are instantaneous to the enemy. So that is the 3 things that I recommend you are focusing on early on. So the next advice that I'm going to give you is for mid-game player, and this is to overlook basic research. So what I mean by that is that when you are going to enter mid-game, so you unlock probably like T10, T11, T12, you are farming around T5 or T6, and you studently have so many research everywhere. You start to have the ultimate weapon, and then you have the research associated to it. You have probably like 4 or 5 ultimate weapon, and you don't know what you need to prioritize. And there is so many research that you are like losing yourself a little bit on this. So my advice is don't underestimate the very basic research that are health, damage, and attack speed. Those research, they sound easy, simple, but they are very strong. And one way to see it is that you can see those like very, very shiny supercritical chance, and you see that I'm going to get 0.10% of supercritical chance. I can guarantee you that the damage I get from this research is way, way, way lower than 1 level from damage. It's like not even comparable. And this is going to cost you more, and this is going to spend more time. So don't get drawn by shiny research all the time. Sometimes it's basic, is simple, and especially health. Health is very underrated by a lot of people. You get 3% bonus every time that you are completing this. It's cheap, it's quick, and you need health for a very long time into the game. I'm still using health to farm, and I'm quite advanced into the game. So health is very underrated. You need to run those very low tier research because they are very important. And this is my final advice on research. And I would say that go for the low hanging fruit. What I mean by that is that there is some research that sometimes do not take a lot of time and will provide a very nice boost of value. So the things that I'm thinking about is, let's say that you have not unlocked range at all. You see, like my case is just like 2 hours. Range is quite nice in tournament. So when you advance a little bit into the game, start looking for those kind of things. You see damage per meter. I'm going to unlock my ultimate weapon that is scaling spotlight on damage per meter. This is the 2 things that I'm going to run. I'm not going to run them to level like 100, but having a little bit of this is going to provide me a lot of value for a little bit of time. And the research lab is all about that, is how much value do you get for the investment in coins and the investment in time. And I believe that the investment in time is even more important than the investment in coin. And the example that I was taking before with the damage, basic damage versus the supercritical chance, I mean, that looks very fancy, but the amount of damage that I'm getting from this research is much lower than this one. So there's no reason for me to run this until I have max almost that. And this is true for a lot of things. So try to understand the value that each of this is bringing to your tower, and potentially there is things that you underlooked that is going to be very good. One of the example of this mistake that I did is the all boss hit. Both have been a massive challenge for me for a long time, and I didn't even unlock that, and I was running like 0%, while I could have probably hit them 2-3 times, which is a lot for bosses. So this is the kind of things that I do recommend you not overlooking for too long, and you start working on it. Another example is if you go to the module part at the bottom, and there is things that you need to work on to start building your economy on module. And I'm thinking of the reward chart, I'm talking about the daily mission chart. So those kind of things, you want to work on them as quickly as possible, because you are going to start accumulating some delay. At least do the first level. You will see that it's not very long and is going to provide you a lot of benefit on the long run. Next things that I wanted to talk about is the wall. As you see, my tower is quite advanced and I have not unlocked the wall. I tried multiple times to unlock the wall, and every time that I tried, I was literally nerfing my tower. So I think the wall is a big beginner trap, because it doesn't cost a lot of coins. I mean, if you really started the game, you think that 500 million is a lot, but it's not. You can unlock it very easily, but the problem is that when you just unlock it, you will run into two issues. The first one is you are going to have more stats here that potentially will be boosted through the free defense upgrade, meaning that it will have less chance to land into what really matters for you, which is health, because health is very hard to max through the workshop, so you need to have some free point landing up on health. So this is going to dilute the free upgrade that you are going to have. And the second thing is that to have a wall that is good, you will need to have strong research. And the research on the wall, they are among the ones that are the most costly and the hardest to complete. So they take a lot of time and they cost a lot of coins. And when I say a lot of coins, I'm talking about billions. So let's have a look. You see, wall health, which is the basic ones, it's billions. And this one is quite quick, but it's billions. So if you start unlocking it too early, then you are going to be stuck with this. The second one is wall rebuild. You see, it's billion. Wall regen, billions. And this is a lot of time. Wall of Thorn, this is like multiple days and it's billions again. Wall fortification, hundreds of billions. So you see here, you are going to unlock the wall, but you are going to have a very bad one because you're not going to be able to sustain the research for it. And even if you are capable of sustaining the research for it, the time that you are going to invest into the wall in terms of research time, because you will need a lot of time to unlock all this to a decent level, and coins, I think this is way better spent in other area than into the wall. Right now, I think it's really something that is a bit lackluster. I know that there is some people that are farming with the wall, but realistically, I think the time that you are investing into this are way better spent into the ultimate weapon or into the basic research, which I'm going to talk a little bit better later on. So be careful with the wall. To me, it's a beginner trap. Falling into the same category, I would say that the Rend armor is a little bit the same. It's less drastic than the wall, but you will have similar issue as I explained. It's not around the research too much, but I think it's more that as you are progressing to the game, the damage that your tower is dealing with auto attack, it's meaningless. Like the damage that it does is really low compared to the rest. So even having a multiplier on this is not going to help a lot. And the problem is that unlocking the Rend armor is going to reduce the chance that the free upgrade is landing on something that is important, such as the damage that are scaling on your ultimate weapon. So this is okay, but it's a lot of coins to invest when you can into something that is not going to provide you a lot of benefit. Instead, what I do recommend is when you have the enemy attack level skip and health level skip that are available, you instead invest into it, because this is amazing. both for farm and for tournament. So keep your coins for this instead of unlocking the Rend armor, and same for the wall, keep your coin for this instead of unlocking the wall. You are going to do way better than unlocking those two things. The next advice that I will give you, or mistake that I've seen, is people that are not farming in the right tier. So as your tower is progressing, you are going to unlock different tier, and you will have a maximum return on coin per minute at certain tier. So what I do recommend is that very regularly, like every week when you are progressing, you are trying the tier above yours and the tier below yours, potentially, and then you see how much coins you are making. So you see, if I take this example, when I was doing T5 and T6, I was making about the same amount of coins, but T6 was much quicker because I was only making this in 200 wave less. So in that case, T6 is probably a better option. And for a very long time I was farming on T7 and I was trying T8, and then eventually I was seeing that it wasn't as good as T7 because I was making 1200 wave less in T8, so it was not good for me. So try to find where you are making the best coin per minute, and this is usually way below the maximum tier you unlock. You see me, I unlocked T18, but I'm farming in T10. So you will farm way lower, and this is even more true if you are farming like me in Devo build. I have a video on Devo if you want to learn about this, but you will farm like a lot of tier below the tier that you are in if you are farming in a Devo build, and even if you are farming in a Blender build, you still farm a tier below the maximum one that you unlock. So check this and make sure that you're farming into the right tier so you can maximize the coin per minute that you are making. For night runs, people that are doing night runs, I do recommend that you are farming a tier below the one that you usually farm when you are active on your computer or on your mobile, because the truth is that you're probably not going to be able to click and to develop your tower as much as normal run. So farming in night run, I do recommend that you go for a tier below, so the run is going to stand for a bit longer, but still you are going to make a good amount of coins because you need less optimization than the tier that you are farming. And finally, for people that are in champion, I would say, but if you're not in champion, I think this is not applicable for you. Don't over invest into economical weapon. I think it's a problem that a lot of people have done, and it has a diminishing return on investment, the economical weapon. It's very important early on, then is getting less and less important, and then suddenly it becomes very important when you unlock Corn Mastery, but that's way later. What I do recommend is that when you start being in champion, you stop investing into economical weapon, and instead you invest into things such as the Chrono Field that are going to be key for the Legend tournament, the Chain Lightning that is very important. I do not recommend Smart Missile. I made mistake on Smart Missile. I reduced the cooldown to the maximum level and I'm regretting it. Don't invest in Smart Missile. I don't think it's worth it. Pull all your stones into having a strong Chrono Field and having an amazing Chain Lightning. You're not going to regret it. This is extremely strong ultimate weapon that are going to carry you through the Champion tournament and the Legend tournament, at least up to top 12 in Legend tournament. After, you will need to have other things. But Chrono Field, Chain Lightning, to me, they are amazing weapons, and you need to start develop them and stop pulling your stones into Golden Tower cooldown, Death Wave cooldown, Black Hole duration, and those kind of things, at least until you reach top 15 in Legend, and then you know that you are consistently making keys for the vault, and this is something that is going to start stacking up. And my next tips for you, the bonus one, is to sub to my channel, because I'm doing review every Tuesday on a sub of my channel, and I try to go in depth with his tower to try to help them. And I'm making videos like this, which are guides to help you grow your tower, pretty much every week. So if you're interested of growing your tower fast, then looking at it is going to help you for sure. By the way, if you're still within the video and you write down bonus into the comment down below, I will add your name once more into the Excel sheet that I'm using for the weekly pool to assess the tower of my sub. Thanks for watching and see you on the next video.